Zach Greger, his approach to these different storylines was that not only are we seeing a different perspective, but also the way the person sees the other person changes the way the scene happens. So that's something I like about the way the movie's shot, where on Justine's story, when she's at the bar and Paul comes in the door, we're following behind Justine to go hug Paul. And she does say it a certain way. And when we see Paul's side of the same scene, and she just seems so sweet. You know what I mean? She seems like the sweetest thing on earth. And I love that. I love that. I felt like things were slightly different, but I couldn't tell. And on the flip side, yeah, that. But it was Alden. It was him who revealed that that was the approach to filming the different points of view. That he played things slightly differently based on whose point of view it was. So in his version of meeting James the junkie, he's very serious and he's very worried. You know, he's just so worried. And then when we see James's perspective, he seems really in charge and scary and like a punk. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think, you know, I know the movie's not trying to say anything big. Zach Greger has already said that. But this is something I want to kind of point out about just, again, my personal reflection on life. It's like a lot of how we deal with problems in our life is how we see life. You know, if you look at how James acts, right? He's a punk, he's a liar, he acts tough, he acts like this and that. And so his perspective of Paul is as this tough guy who's on top of him and in charge of himself. And his version of Paul is sober, right? But he's not seeing Paul for how Paul is. He's just seeing what he sees because he's a junkie and he's whacked out. To me, again, I really like that approach to the filmmaking, because in another way, I just think that's just an accurate reflection of life.